Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is the Elliott Wave update for Bitcoin. I'm just going to go with my primary for now, which is we have an ABC to the upside, working on our X wave, in which case we would expect further upside after that. This is just my primary count currently. If it changes, I will adjust to the more bullish scenario. But bullish scenarios would consider this either a fourth wave or a 1-2-1-2. The only difference is, do we come deeper or do we pivot from here? So I'm going to stick with my primary right now, which is we need a deeper correction. Right now, expecting an A wave to complete very shortly, looking for a B wave bounce and then a C wave to the downside. I'll show you that on the smaller time frames. But as of right now, this correction needs some time to pan out. If you see, if we're correcting just this, that's not enough time to complete the correction in my point of view. If we're correcting a W wave, it could take much, much longer into the halving. Hard to say at the moment, but I'll show you on Bitstamp, on Binance, on the lower time frames. So this has been a pretty tough count to get any sort of confidence behind this count. Let me clean this up a little bit. So there's many ways to count this. I've talked to many different people about this. This can be considered a top. This could be a flat in itself here, depending how you count this wave. This could actually be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a really messy count. I'm starting to see a different point of view myself here. This was just off the last video. I was expecting another wave to the downside. It depends where you pull these pivots from. I'll show you some alternatives, but as of right now, I'll admit I don't know what's going on this count. There's a lot of things that can be happening, and until we get some price action that clarifies things, we're kind of in no man's land. But as of right now, if this is a flat from the top as an ABC, if this is all the correction, the B wave here, what we could have, but it's ugly, is an ABC as our wave 1, expanded flat for our 2. So another zigzag for our 3. Could be in the middle of a fourth wave for our 4, and then we come down for a 5th, and this becomes a C wave. But I really don't like it, because then you have to count this as 5 as an ABC, which is doable. This just becomes a flat wave 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's very unclear. If I pull from the count you see here, as we have a flat and then a zigzag, our 1-to-1 is at 35,760. Our 618 is at 38,094. But these pivots can be pulled from many different areas, right? If I said this is all the correction to here, and this is actually a zigzag, then we're technically complete. But you can see it changes targets. Our 1-to-1 would be at 36,922, so we came up short. So to be clear, I am unsure the count on this one currently. So I'm going to wait a little bit longer, but areas where I'll be very interested in taking a look at entering a position is if we break this level. That is at, I'll zoom right in, mark it off, I'll throw an alarm on. That's our pivot here, 42,196. If we break that pivot, if we break this pivot, I'd be interested too. But just to zoom out, if we come to 35,756, we are breaking trend here, but this trend line isn't even great. We only have one touch on it, right? So that would take us down into this previous area for support. So as you can see, it's a very tough count. But as of right now, I'm sidelined on this one. and I will update it once we get some clarity. One wave can really clear up what's happening in the count, but I mean, you can see how messy this thing is. It would be very clear if we just get one more wave down, or if we break this previous pivot, then I would consider potentially this as a complex correction complete once we break this level. So I'm going to put an alarm on there and an alarm just below this low so I can make sure I'm right on top of it. All right, guys, I wish I had more for Bitcoin, but I'll be the first to admit this count can be so many different things. We have so much complexity going on here. If I were to tell you one way or the other, I'm just completely making it up. So we'll wait for some clarity. If you like my videos, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.